Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new subscribers. How you doing? I want to jump right into this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Listen, I've been getting some backlash in regards to challenging men to step up and challenging women to open their eyes and get woke about what's going on in the relationship dynamics in the Black community. And so what I keep hearing is, well, we're supposed to help. God has called us to be helpers. So I went on ahead and looked up the definition on assist. I didn't like the definition for help because it was like you have to help someone. You can't define a word with a word. So I went with assist. To assist means help someone by typically doing a share of the work. A share. Operative word here. A share of the work. I looked up share. It says is a part or portion of a larger amount divided among a number of people to contribute. Okay. So it's a portion of something. We're supposed to help. When we come along into a man's life, we're assisting him do something that he was already doing before we got there. Okay? We're not helping him build from scratch. Okay, so a lot of women are saying we're supposed to help, but what they're really talking about is these women out here being construction workers, building from ground zero. That's not okay. What we're saying help is actually, for some people, is codependency. Codependency is a preoccupation with the needs of someone else while you neglect your own needs. That's what codependency is. Now, enabling, when you enable somebody, the definition is removing the natural consequences of someone's behavior. And there's this article, I'm going to share it in the comments, not the comments, but the description box. And it's asking, are you empowering or enabling? And it's talking about like drug addicts and everything like that. But I'm gonna flip it a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about it in the terms of relationships between men and women. Okay. And so if you, let's say, for example, your man, he lost his job. He's worked there for over 10 years and he doesn't really have a lot of job experience and he doesn't know where to start or whatever. Now, as his helper, you know what I mean? You give him resources. You empower him to get some resources. You know what, babe? There's the career center here, and they have some workshops. I think it'll be good to go into that workshop, even if you did HR for a living. Give him a template and have him write down all his places that he worked and what he did at those jobs. Now he's doing something. Now you have something to work with. Now you could look at the resume. You could work through that or whatever the case may be. But have him go to the career center. Have him do something. But you sitting, I'm just giving an example. You're sitting looking up jobs for him, fixing up his resume while his feet is kicked up and he's playing Xbox. That's not empowering. You're enabling him. You're taking away the responsibility that he has and you're doing it for him. It's not okay. It's not okay. And I looked up the word partner. A person who takes part in an undertaking with another or others. You should be looking for someone that's a partner. And what's scary that's really going on is women are doing way more than half of the work. Women are doing 90. A lot of women are doing 90% of the work just so that they can say they have a man. Get you a man. Get you someone that loves you and cares for you, but he will partner with you. When you help someone, you're helping them do something that they're not able to do by themselves. Or, when you get together, you guys get together and you're making the load a lot lighter. That's what we're talking about when you're helping someone. Things have happened to me in the past with certain friendships, where people will say, you know what, hey girl, I need your help. I need your help to do something, right? You show up, girl, you doing the whole thing. They got you doing the whole thing. And so now And I felt upset about that because I felt blindsided, like, you were taking advantage of my weakness or whatever, or my kindness for weakness. And so what I say that to say, are you assisting? Are you really assisting? Or are you doing the whole thing? Nobody likes when you do a group project and someone just shows up. You did all the research, all the work, and they just want to do the PowerPoint and show up. And oftentimes, many of y'all have complained to your professors and said, hey, this person's not pulling their weight. Or if you didn't complain and you let them get the A and you did all the work, oftentimes you were giving that person the side eye. You know what I mean? And so when you're in a relationship, you should feel like, you know what? The weight is a little lighter. You know what I mean? You can help the person, but the person has to come with something. What's his vision? What are his goals? Where is he going in life? What is he trying to do? Like, he doesn't have none of that. He doesn't know any of that. And you're still dealing with that. Like, it's not your job to build him from scratch. I remember having a conversation with a gentleman that I was getting to know. It never went past anything. And he just up and quit his job one day. And I was like, oh, okay. He saved up money for like a year and he just wanted to figure it out. And I was like, okay, well, good for you. You're stepping out and you want to do something. So I was like, so what are you stepping out to do? I don't know. Are you trying to do entrepreneurship? I don't know. Because when I was in school, I was asking him these things because when I was in undergrad, I was in the career center. So, honey, I put on my career center hat and I'm like, okay, so what are your talents? What are you good at? Like, I'm interviewing him so I could kind of see where he, what his interests are, what he likes. And I felt like he would do good at teaching because he has that, vibe and everything. And every question I asked this man, he didn't know, and he was lost, and he was trying to figure it out, and he didn't know where he was going in life, but he had so much potential, you guys. And I was like, and it eventually, I said, I cut him loose, and I said, you know what, best wishes to you. And it frustrated me because I was trying to help, but he wasn't giving me anything. He wasn't giving me anything to work with. And I said, you know what? Kudos to you. You stepped out and, you're trying to figure out your life. That's great. Figure it out. Hey, I could be your friend here and there. You need a laugh or a pick me up. Hey, I'm here, but I'm not going to intertwine myself. I'm not going to insert myself. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to be at ground zero trying to help you figure out your life. I can't do that. That's not where I am in life. And I saw that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to fall back on this. You know what I mean? But oftentimes, and I saw where he could go. I saw it. And I'm like, he can go far. He can do this. He could do, but he didn't see it for himself. And I couldn't make him see it. And so we as women, like, the person has to give you something to work with. And somebody told me, you know what? Well, a woman is supposed to make a house a home, and she's supposed to, be that person to help build. I said, listen, she's making a house a home, right? That means the house was already built. The house is here. She's not building the house brick by brick. You know what I mean? Like, she's coming in, she could redecorate, she could spruce it up a little bit, put a little feng shui up in there. She could make it look good. She could bring in the warmth and the comfort, all of that in the house. But she's not like building it from scratch. It's like Sierra and Russell. Honey, see, Russell was wearing Hawaiian shirts, y'all. He was out here wearing Hawaiian shirts. But his character and his heart, she saw that. Now, honey, Russell wearing shades in the dark, you know what I mean? Like he his dress code leveled up, you know what I mean? Like, he got swag on a billion, like, we see like, okay, this person can go far. But it's like, if you don't see it for yourself, like, come on. And you know what? Sometimes people go through rough patches in life. But I remember Boris Kodjoe was saying that. He was like, if you see the person, like, this is who you're okay with who they are right now, today, and if they never change, you're okay with who they are for the rest of your life, marry that person. And I agree with that. That's who you see, that This person is who you want to be with today for the rest of your life. If they never change, that's okay. But you can't bank on potential. You cannot bank on potential. And what scares me is a lot of women thinking they're helping, but they're people pleasing, they're enabling, they're codependent, and they don't even realize it. And they rather have a piece of a man than have a partner who's willing to carry the weight with them. And that's very scary, because you can fall into the lines of desperation and everything like that. Okay. But it's like, you know what, if he's sick, if the man he became sick, he became ill, where you have to now take care of him, that's a different story. Because I know Mr. Deflection is going to come in the comments and say, oh, what if he's sick? What if this? What if that? Everything is circumstantial. You know what I mean? Things are different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an able-bodied man who can do things for himself. And you met him. When you met him, he didn't really have a lot going for himself. You know what I mean? And then, you feel like you're going to be that person. You're going to be Holy Spirit Jr. and you're going to make him become a man. That's not your place. And I feel like a lot of women, we don't have any boundaries, especially in the Black community with the men in our lives. There's a book called Boundaries in Marriage. I'm shaking the table. Ooh. Yes. There's boundaries in dating and there's boundaries in marriage too. And it's by a Christian author. And I'm going to put that in the descriptions as well. And so we as women have to be able to love ourselves. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And oftentimes we're loving this man so much more than we're loving ourselves. A lot of women, your mental health is at stake. You're not exercising. You're not eating right. You're not, renewing your mind. You're not taking care of yourself at all, but you making sure he good. And you're not taking care of yourself. You have no peace. You're running after this man. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, I just want to tell, you ladies, like, there's things that you are responsible for and there's things that he's responsible for. You have to be a steward of your own life. When you come before the Lord, you have to give an account for your life. And all the hats that you wear and all the positions that you play, a lot of women are unfulfilled because they feel like, oh, if you're a mom now, your whole life stops and you can't do anything for yourself anymore. You become a wife, your whole life stops. And you can't do anything for yourself anymore, or whatever the case may be. You can do both. You can be a great wife and take care of yourself too. You can be a great mom and still put a little, put some heels on, put some makeup on and look good and do it, looking good and classy and everything like that. But my problem is we're not helping, we're enabling. And I want you to do an evaluation of all of your relationships and see, where are you being used? Where are you being mistreated? How are these people pouring into your life? Are these friendships, are these relationships equally yoked? Are they balanced? Are they mutually beneficial? Are you able to call on someone when you need help? Or are you the one that everybody calls on when they need help? You know what I mean? So if that's the case, honey, you're going to have to start saying no. You're going to have to hold people accountable, especially the men that you say you love. Because if you love the person, you're taking away their natural consequences. How will they be able to grow? How will they be able to stand on their own 2 feet if you're always the person that's going to break their fall? You're always the security blanket that they have. There's a part of the article, Are You Empowering or Enabling? And it has some questions here. And I'm going to ask you these questions and I want you to think about this and do an evaluation. Do you often ignore unacceptable behavior? Do you find yourself resenting the responsibilities you take on? Do you consistently put your own needs and desires aside in order to help someone else? Do you have trouble expressing your own emotions? Do you feel fearful that not doing something will cause a blow up, make the person leave you, or even result in violence? Do you ever lie to cover for someone else's mistakes? Do you consistently assign blame for problems to other people rather than the one who is really responsible? Do you continue to offer help when it is never appreciated or acknowledged? Listen. If you answered yes to all of those or some of those, you really need to check if you're enabling people, right? Why do you ignore unacceptable behavior that your man is doing? Why aren't you calling him out on this? And why aren't you putting consequences in place if he's not, if he's doing things that are unacceptable, right? What are your standards? What are you saying? Hey, you don't cross this line, or you're hurting me. You can't express your emotions? You're not telling him, hey babe, like this is hurting me. Like, you're not saying anything, right? Or if you say something, he's gonna get mad, and then he's gonna emotionally shut down, so you don't want to get him mad. Or I don't want to nag him, and I don't want to do this and this and that. But the man can't fix something if he don't know what's wrong. He's not a mind reader. You know what I mean? So it's like, those questions, if they really hit you, I want them to hit you, because it's time for us to stop. We have to stop doing this. We're hurting people more than we're helping. So I really want you to do some evaluation on this. And so that way they're not going to be able to manage in their own life. You're crippling him. You're not helping him. And so I say that to say, I love y'all and I want the best for y'all. And it's time for us to level up in our lives and request for our men to level up with us. Point blank, period. Enjoy your day. Bye.